Once upon a time, there was a little baby named Boss Baby. And Boss Baby always wanted to be a boss from the day he was born. He just knew that he had to be in charge of something. And he was 2 years old, and he still had a bottle that he carried around with him in a blankie. But he was dressed up in a really nice business suit. But he crawled around on the ground still. Actually, most 2-year-olds know how to walk, but he walked a little, but mostly he crawled. So the problem was he wanted to be a boss, but he didn't know where he wanted to be the boss yet. He didn't know which company or which job he wanted to work at. So first, he decided, maybe I should be the boss of a bowling alley. That's a good idea. So one day he crawled all the way down the street and then up another street and went to the bowling alley. By the time he got there, it was almost nighttime because it took him all day to crawl there. And he crawled right up to the front desk and he said, excuse me. And the worker couldn't see because he was down below the desk. So they were like, is someone talking? And he said, yeah, come closer. And the worker leaned over and Boss Baby said, hi, I want to be the boss here. And the worker said, actually, we are looking for a new boss, but I think you're a baby. And he said, no, I can do everything you need me to do. And so he said, okay, well, the first thing, if you want to be the boss at a bowling alley, you got to know how to bowl. So Boss Baby crawled down into one of the bowling lanes and started to pick up one of the balls so he could bowl with it. But as soon as he picked it up, it fell on top of him and squished him. And he said, okay, maybe I won't be a boss at a bowling alley. So then he crawled all the way down another street. Actually, he slept at the movie theater or at the bowling alley because it was nighttime. And then he woke up in the morning and he crawled down the street and all the way down another street and went to a movie theater. And he went to the movie theater and crawled in to say, excuse me. And the guy's like, what? Who's talking? He said, lean over again. And the guy leaned over and he was right there. And he said, I want to be the boss of this movie theater. And the worker said, oh, actually, we are looking for a new boss. But first, you have to be really into movies. So do you like every kind of movie? Do you like movies with their adventures? Movies that are detectives? Movies that are scary? Maybe not scary movies, said Boss Baby. And the worker said, well, let's test you. So he put him in the middle of a movie theater and turned on their scariest movie. And within a couple minutes, Boss Baby was crying and crying and crying. And he cried so much, he pooped his diaper. And so the workers at the movie theater had to change his diaper. And they were like, okay, if we have to change your diaper, you can't be our boss. Because that'd be weird if you have a boss and you change your boss's diaper. So Boss Baby said, okay, I guess I won't be the boss here. So then he crawled around and around and around, and he finally got to Macy's. And he said, perfect, I'll be the boss at Macy's. This is way bigger than the bowling alley or the movie theater. So he crawled in back to the office in the back and said, hi, I'm here to be the new boss. And they said, perfect, we've needed a new boss for a long time. And then they looked down and were like, wait, you're a little baby. And he said, no, but I know everything about how to run a grocery store. And they said, you do? And he's like, yeah, I'm really good at eating food. And they said, let's test him. So they made him go down every aisle and grab all the food he could get and eat it in front of them. And they were like, wow, you really are good at eating food. Okay, you can be our new boss. So he said, I'm the boss now. So he said, first off, all the workers here have to wear dance costumes and dance all day long while they're working. And they were like, what are you talking about? And he said, yep, I'm the boss. You got to do it. So then all the workers at Macy's had to wear dance costumes and dance all day. And at first the customers were like, this is kind of weird. Why are the workers dancing? But then pretty soon everyone just started dancing all the time. And then hundreds and hundreds of people started coming to the grocery store to Macy's because they just wanted to dance. And so pretty soon the store was full all the time with customers, and they started buying more and more and more stuff because they loved dancing, and dancing made them tired. And when you're tired, you got hungry, so they'd eat for more energy. So pretty soon, the grocery store was making way more money because they had so many more customers. So they came to Boss Baby and said, okay, well, maybe you just got lucky on that one, but what's your next idea? He said, the next idea is we need to have animals from the zoo in every aisle that people can pet. And they said, what? You want us to get animals from the zoo and put them everywhere in the store? And he said, yep, that's right. So they started putting animals in the store, and everyone started being like, whoa, this is great. There's people dancing at the store at Macy's, and there's a petting zoo. So then thousands of people would come to Macy's, and they come and dance. And then when they're done dancing, they would pet all the animals, and they'd say, wow, this is almost like Disneyland. It just needs a roller coaster. So Boss Baby was like, perfect. The next idea is we're going to put a roller coaster inside Macy's. And all the other workers were like, are you sure, Boss Baby? And he's like, yeah, I'm a baby and I'm the boss, so you got to do it. So they had a company come in and build a huge roller coaster in Macy's with two loops on it. And pretty soon, thousands and millions of customers started coming to ride the roller. First they would dance, then they'd pet all the animals, and then they'd ride the roller coaster. And business had never been better. They were selling so much more food because there were so many customers. But there's a little problem that started to happen. When people were dancing, sometimes they dance a little too crazy, like some kids I know, and they'd bump into stuff. So all of a sudden, all the things at the store were starting to get bumped over. And at first it was easy to pick up, but then more and more and more people came, and they started bumping and smashing all the stuff in the store. The next thing that started happening is the animals from the zoo started to get hungry. So then they started eating all the food at the store. They were eating the chips, and they were grabbing whole bottles of squirt juice and just squirting it down their mouth. And they were drinking all the orange juice and eating the eggs. And Boss Baby was like, oh no, this isn't good. The next problem that was happening is people on the roller coaster started going too fast, and people started throwing up everywhere, and they get super sick and dizzy after riding it. And all of a sudden, from one day to the next, 0 people were coming to this store, to Macy's. And everyone was like, what the heck, Baby Boss? What did you do? We just wanted a normal grocery store without anyone dancing, without any animals, without any roller coasters, and we just want to be able to come and buy food. So as Boss Baby said, okay, we'll get rid of everything and make it a normal store again. And then all the customers came back, and then the owners of the store said, Boss Baby, you're fired. So then he crawled all the way home and got back in his crib. And his mom came in there and said, hey, little boy, you've been gone for like 3 months. Where were you? And he said, I was just walking around the block. And she said, oh, that's my baby. And she put him to sleep. And then the police showed up and were like, why did you lose your baby for 3 months and not tell anyone? The end.